Hi, I'm Jim Zaida, Loss Prevention Department, North Waterloo Farmers Mutual. Back at you again with another ounce of prevention. I'm hoping today we can share with you some more information on fuel oil tanks that will help protect you, your family, and your assets from any potential oil spill in the future. Today specifically, I'd like to talk about single-walled steel metal tanks. We're hearing that in the very near future that all fuel tanks will either be non-metallic fiberglass or double-walled. Single-wall fuel tanks, like I'm showing you here today and going to show you some of the issues that exist with them, will be eventually ruled out and not installed any longer. Statistics actually show that on average oil tanks are lasting 10.2 years. And that 74% of oil spills are occurring from exterior oil tanks. Leaks more often occur during the normal heating season, specifically in the months of December, January, and March. And the reason for that is there's more activity, the tanks are being filled up, and more pressure putting on the tanks when they're being filled up, which causes pressure on any pinholes that may be developing. Let me talk a little bit about microbial influence corrosion, which is referred to as MIC. What ends up happening is these little microorganisms feed off the oil, feed off the water, and form a sludge on the bottom of the tank. They then give off a hydrogen sulfide acid that actually eats out the bottom of the tank and causes pinholes in the tank, which you can see in this case. In the case of a single-wall steel metal tank that has a bottom discharge, our insurance company actually would prefer that more so than the side discharge. For those reasons, we have in place underwriting criteria that we would like to see tanks replaced at 15 years on the exterior and 20 years on the interior. Again, everything revolves around the environment the tank is subject to. Of course, exterior tanks are going to deteriorate more quickly because of the hot and cold, temperature changes, condensation, water getting in them, causing the microbial influence corrosion to occur. We also like to see proper flared fittings. Proper flared fittings avoid leaks. In the past, compression fittings had been used, and the problem with compression fittings, when they're over tightened, they eventually start to leak and can lead to big problems. The other important thing to note is when using fuel lines, the proper line should always be used with the protective orange coating on the copper line. There's a reason for this orange coated copper line. The orange coating actually has grooves in it, which in the event of a leak in the copper line will direct the oil back to the filter area, to the tank, or to the actual furnace, where a drip tray should be present to collect any dripping that could occur and to notify you that there's a problem well in advance. The other thing I'd like to share with you today, there's several different styles of filters. There is a light-bodied white spin-on filter. As I mentioned in an earlier episode that we produced, it's important to use a heavy-bodied filter. The heavy-bodied filter is designed for more rugged use, equipped with a replaceable filter so that if your heating system is serviced annually, this can be looked after and replaced. It also absorbs the water and any other contaminants that may be caught in the tank and that leave the tank. So very important to use proper filters. In closing, I'd like to leave you with 6 key points. 1, have an annual service contract in place that allows a certified oil burner technician to service your furnace. 2, watch for bottom side discharge tanks. 3, oil filters should be located in the heated section of the building to eliminate freezing and splitting of the filter and line. 4, fuel lines and fittings should always be in the approved orange coated lines. Fittings should always be flared joint connections. 5, remember, outdoor tanks should be installed whenever possible on a solid one-piece 6-inch thick concrete pad to avoid tip over. 6, if you ever detect a small leak or have a smell of oil present, immediately contact your oil supplier or your closest oil burner technician to investigate and repair the problem. For more information, we recommend you visit the Canadian Oil Heating Association's website at www.coha.ca. Today, as you can see, we're using a mug to support our oil tank. If it were this simple to eliminate an oil leak, we'd supply everybody with a mug.